We respectfully acknowledge the Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei people of Tāmaki Makaurau as the traditional custodians of the land in which this video was filmed.
Hi, I'm Crystal Kinsella. I'm a proud Jawoyn and Wiradjuri woman, a supply diversity expert and published author. Welcome to Meet the Mob, a YouTube and podcast series dedicated to showcasing Black excellence in Indigenous business. Here I get to interview deadly First Nation business owners from around the country and learn about their why. Tēnā katoa. Greetings to all and welcome to this special edition, Meet the Mob Aotearoa. In this special edition, I'm joined by Māori and Pacifica businesses from across New Zealand. Today I'm joined by Petero from Rise Global, who will share with us why she got into business and why she does what she does. So let's kick it off. Kia ora, Rachel.
Kia ora, Crystal. How are you?
Oh, really good. Bye. Tell us who you are, who's your mob.
Kia ora, ko Rachel Petero tōku ingoa, no Waikato tainui e hau, ko Waikato te iwi, ko Waikato te awa, ko tainui te waka, no Waikato tainui e hau. Ai, kia ora. Good to be here.
Well, it's fantastic to have you. Now, I want to jump into why you do what you do, but I have to really set the scene about how we know each other.
Please, go ahead.
Yes, I know, and I think you will want to know that because you are someone I've looked up to and admired for quite a long time. First met you in 2018 when you were part of the organisation of the World Indigenous Business Forum in Aotearoa, which is where I'm living at the moment. Can you believe it, right? How worlds go around. But I just remember, communication with you, being on stage. I came over here with a 2-week-old baby.
I remember.
And remember, I had to run off stage. But since then, our worlds have continuously come backwards and forwards and connected and shared. And we've been able to be at WIBF in Colombia. We've just been at your IWI event here in Aotearoa. But through coaching and lots of activities, we've just been able to connect as Indigenous sisters across the Tasman. Well, I truly appreciate you. So I really wanted to acknowledge that.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. You know, the whakapapa and the history that we already have together. And, as much as you acknowledge me, I acknowledge you, Crystal, for all of the work that you've been doing for your people. I saw you throughout that voice, year of really advocating for your people, and so I am inspired by you. So I think we're here for a reason.
We are, definitely. And I think people come into your life for definitely reasons, and it's been great that we've been able to support each other on our journeys. But let's get to your essence. You are out there striving to rise up women, to instill them with confidence, self-esteem, but also the background of coaching skills and mana and all of that. Like, tell us, what is your why?
Yeah, so I think I didn't have a choice, actually, if I think about it. Yeah, and if I think about all the strong women before me that set the pathway for me, I really was always meant to be in the space of uplifting women, making sure that they have the belief in themselves that they can do anything. But often we need a lot of reminding about that past and everything that we already have within ourselves. So my calling, I think, came from my very strong wahine. My mum is 71. She's still teaching at the school that I went to.
I love that.
She's not going to retire no matter what we do. My 2 grandmothers, one really strong in the kingitanga and Waikato tainui, part of the raupatu, our taking back of our lands, and also my other grandmother who was all about faith. And so when you have those strong role models, then we had a Māori queen, Tātaurani Kāhu, we had Te Puia, Herangi, and all of those women, they inspired me. And so really I think it's my job. And business is a job. So, that's what we're here to talk about.
Well, it's the vehicle, right?
Yes,
for you to have that impact. So talk to us about Rise Global.
Yeah, so Rise Global comes from a problem that I saw when I got back to Aotearoa. So I got back here in 2015, 16 years abroad. Nobody wants to know about that. They want to know, so, what are you going to do when you get back to Aotearoa? And I thought, First, I thought I was going to do a corporate job because, I've been away. What was I going to do? I had this vision about my business, right, before I came back to New Zealand. And all I remember is seeing, I think about it, I feel a bit emotional, is like a hill full of women. And the first pōwhiri that I went to, that's the traditional welcome here in Aotearoa. One of the older women who called us on through karanga, as we were going around afterwards, she said, "Oh, I'd never met her before." She said, "Come here, girl." I said, "Better do what she tells me." And she said, "I saw you coming on and I just want to tell you that there are a whole lot of people behind you." And I just, it's those moments where you think, what I was thinking about doing when I come in, somehow it's going to come to fruition. I just need to believe in it.
Totally. Because that's all people know, right?
They know way more than we do. And so, it's all these tohu and it's all these signs that have brought me back. So Rise comes because I'm an internationally accredited coach. And when I came home, I was looking for another internationally accredited coach who I could get coaching from. I believe in coaching. It helped me to move into my business. And then I couldn't find anyone who was Māori or Pacific. And I thought, that's strange. And why are there no other Māori or Pacific coaches? And so that was the problem that I needed to solve, was not just I wanted to be the only Māori and Pacific Indigenous coach. And then I started talking about Indigenous coaching, and everyone was like, "What's that?" I said, well, that's us deciding what we want to do in the coaching space of that coaching industry and actually paving a way for a coaching industry, which is basically what Rise has done. We've sort of taken that space, take your space, and decided how we want to be in that coaching space. So all of our models are Indigenous models of coaching. We've taken some from Māori, some from Pacifica, and then I've created my own coaching model. First Indigenous coaching model in the world called Juputahi.
I love that.
Yeah, and so we're doing things our way. And so when I talk about Rise, I talk about decolonising and indigenising learning pathways and how we learn. We really focus on leadership, coaching, and business. And those are our three. We stay in our lane.
Yeah.
If someone comes and asks me, do you want to do some te reo classes or some te tiriti classes or, be part of that? I say, no, I know way better people that can do that.
Yeah.
Not me. Yeah, so I really make sure that we stay on it. I've been doing it here 10 years next year.
Oh, what a celebration.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such an achievement. I'm 10 years in business next year
I know.
as well. Yeah. In two different businesses, but still being self-employed, which is it's such a feat, isn't it? Right?
And it's such a buzz.
Yeah.
And I totally think we need to celebrate that.
Yeah.
So, we'll be celebrating together next year.
Oh, okay. Totally. So, look, I want to take you back. It was 2022. I think it's the first time I'm doing an international trip post-COVID.
Yep.
And I'm flying into Bogota and then on this bus down to Villa Vicentia. And I see you under a tree at the World Indigenous Business Forum. And you had an idea and you wanted to talk to me and you were like, would you come on board for Australia? I want to host this event called Indigenous Women in Industry. And I was like, yeah, sign me up, come in. And then later I see you get on the stage and you announce this.
Yes.
And I mean, it must have been a proud moment for you to fast forward to this year and you had over 200 women that started here in Auckland and made their way to Aotearoa and just had such great cordial and sharing and connecting. Like, it was an experience for me. But, what are some of your reflections about the event, but what it served to create, the outcome?
Yeah, I think, again, it was a vision that became a reality. Yeah. The same with Rise. And I think you've got to dream first and you've got to dream big. Yeah. And so I've been talking about something for our World Indigenous Business Forum that really focused on women. And I spoke to the other amazing woman, Rosa Walker, who's the president of World Indigenous Business Forum. She said, yes, but you need to do it. I was like, okay, let's work it out somehow. And so I've been talking about it. And, we can talk and talk and talk, but actually we need to do something.
Yes.
And so when I got to Bogota, just like you, we travelled and we got there, I thought, wow, we're in a place of Villa Vicentia that actually has 92 different Indigenous cultures in the one place.
I know. It was incredible, wasn't it?
It was incredible. So I felt inspired there.
Yeah.
And I think what happened with World Indigenous Business Forum, I've been going since 2017. You know, you have come along on many of those journeys, and we've been able to travel the world. But what I really noticed is that wahine and women still are the minority in those spaces. Yeah. So we're talking about an Indigenous Business Forum, and then I go to other business forums, international ones, that are non-Indigenous, and we're still the minority. Yeah. And I totally believe that we need to make sure that we have representation and we have a voice wherever we are in business.
Totally.
And so that's where iwi came from. Fast forward 2024, 7 days. 7 days, not just a 2-day conference.
No.
7 days.
Really ambitious, you know that.
Yeah. So it was ambitious, but actually what it ended up being was quite an intimate 7 days. Yes. So normally you and I will fly in. Yeah, we'll fly into these international conferences. Yeah. We'll be there the day before, we'll do the conference and we'll leave. Yeah. And one thing that I've learned through that is that I like to come in early. I like to have some time for myself, for self-care. Yeah. And then I like to stay afterwards a little bit as well. So when I decided that we wanted to have this first one of iwi, Indigenous Women in Industry, here in Aotearoa, I wanted to make sure that the manaakitanga, taking care of people, was our priority. And so that's why we did 7 days. We had to cut back on a few things, but never the tikanga or the protocols or the manaakitanga of people. So hopefully you felt that.
I did, 100%. The cultural immersion in a lead-up was such an experience. I mean, I've travelled to Aotearoa for the last 8 years, and I feel like such a kin with your culture and people here. But, you know, the experience to go to the kingitanga was like next level. Like, that was just really phenomenal for me. But then even the program of the summit was just incredible. And there's so many people now that I'm so connected with post that. So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so I'm proud. Yeah. But we've got so much more to do. Yeah. So we're heading to Albuquerque in October. Yeah. And so a delegation of iwi wahine, you're included, will be on the stage. We'll have the global stage to talk about the next fifth revolution, industrial revolution, which is actually wahine and our economy. So we're going to talk about ourselves. Yeah. We're going to dream big, and we're going to share that across different nations, different Indigenous nations, and then we're going to put a proposal to everyone, which we're having a meeting about next week. So
I did see that. Yeah, I'll come through. Totally. Yeah. Now we just celebrated our birthdays.
Yes, we did,
and which was really great for us to catch up over that. And you know, you've expressed that you're going to have a bit of change happening for you coming up soon. Yeah, do you want to talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so one of my big things is taking care of myself and encouraging other wahine in business. That real holistic model of how we do business. I don't believe that the tradition, the old ways work for us. Yeah. Actually, I think we need to prioritise ourselves first. So now cup up and let everyone take from the overflow. Yes. Yeah, so what does that mean? That means for me in business, 9 years, I've been planning and preparing to take a year off.
Yeah.
And so I get to do that in 2025.
It's so incredible to be able to say that, and to have that ability, because you've done all the hard yards, you've done the money, right? Yeah. To have your business established well enough that you can step out and everything will still carry on.
Yeah. And so to do that, you need to have a great team. So I've got amazing teams, and I have a really, I suppose it's a hybrid model. Yeah. I come from an HR background that used to look after lots of people. I believe in contractors, actually, who are experts, who hit the ground running. So I have 12 team members who are absolutely amazing leaders. So they'll deliver next year. Yeah. I will give full authority to them. Yeah. But I think that has been my milestone of success. Yeah. When you, as the founder, CEO, can step back and let others take that space.
Yeah. This is a really great example that you are setting, because I think too often the expectation for us in business is that we've got to be busy and we've got to be burning ourselves out to be successful. And actually it's not. That's not sustainable, is it? So I think this is such a great example for all of Māori and Indigenous, Aboriginal women in business to hear this, that, you know, you can set yourself up to be able to do that. But self-care is along the way, right? Because you can never give from an empty cup.
You cannot. And, you know, in my business, I meet a lot of women who have an empty cup.
Yeah.
And that's really what we're doing, is filling up everyone's cup.
Yeah, totally. So beyond that year off, any plans in the works at this point?
Yeah, so I have total expectation that my team will just do what they need to do, and they'll do it way better than I have ever done it. Yeah, and if it goes well, carry on. But I have some big ambitions. I'm setting up a foundation, the Rise Foundation, and I think that we have an opportunity with the programs that we already have to work even more with other Indigenous cultures around the world. And so I love travel.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm ready to do a little bit more travel. Yeah. Still always have my base here. I love New Zealand, love Aotearoa, love my whānau, love my marae, love my iwi. And I think there's still a little bit more travel in me. So I think that will allow me that global stage. And actually iwi is part of that.
Yeah, totally. Well, the global world around us will love to have all that value from you. So, look, if you've got a final message for my viewers and my listeners, what would it be?
Yep. Number one is for our wahine, our women in business, especially Indigenous women, is to really prioritise your self-care as part of your business model. Yeah, it needs to be planned in. You need to have self-care. If you look at your calendar, if you look at a month and you don't see any calendars that say self-care or hauora, make sure you fill your calendar up with that. Secondly, come and join our tribe, especially for iwi and to our global, to your global audience. We are going to be in Canada in 2026, Vancouver. We're going to be in Australia in 2028, and the US in 2030. Come and be part of the journey. Don't just come be part of the event. And then my final message, because I love threes, my final message is that if you have a vision and you have a dream, believe in that dream and do whatever you have to make that dream come true. And be really tika and pono to yourself. So be really honest with yourself, what you can achieve, and have a plan. But don't get caught in that plan if it doesn't work out. Be in the flow of what's meant to happen. Believe in yourself. Kia kaha, kia maia, kia manawa.
Oh, Chiora, thank you so much, Rachel. And it's been a pleasure to have you on my program.
Really?
So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Meet the Mob Aotearoa. Make sure you share it around your network and stay tuned for our next episode.